सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावली लोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वाद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत् सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च.
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Janana. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. Dhenukasuravadam, Vatsapaharanam, Aghasuravadam, Trinavartavadam. All this on one side. The association with the Gopakumaras to always be amidst his devotees, that takes more prominence. Nevertheless, to bring about happiness amongst the sadhus, sadhu paritranam, he should also be able to remove those thorns, those impediments in the lives and in the path of such devotees. So does come Kaliya Nartanam. So this has two Dashakams, Dashakam number 54 and Dashakam number 55, that is associated with Kaliya and Kaliya Nartanam. So both these Dashakams we will be dealing with. Dashakam number 54, Bhattatri says, Tvatsevotkaha saubharir nama purvam Kalindhyantardvadashabdam tapasyan Meenavrate snehavan bhogalole Tarkshyam sakshaidaikshadagre kadachit Purvam saubharihi nama. This Vrittantam comes in Bhagavatam and more probably in a detailed manner in Vishnu Puranam. So he says, Purvam, once, Saubharihi Nama. There was a rishi called Saubharihi. Tvat Sevotkaha Tapasyan, intent on worshipping you and performing penance. He was absolutely engrossed in you, Hey Bhagavan, and he was performing penance. Dvadashabdam Kalindyantaha, for a period of 12 years. So for a period of 12 years, Kalindyantaha, within the waters of the Yamuna, called Kalindi. Kalindi is Yamuna, right? Within the waters of Yamuna, Dvadashabdam, 12 full years, Snehavan Meenavrate. So in order to do penance, he was completely engrossed. Meanwhile, Snehavan Meenavrate. He once developed some sudden interest towards the fishes because he saw the male fish, the female fish living with the little fishes, and then he had some interest in he too beginning with the family life. So he was extremely attached to the fishes. Snehavan, Meenavrate, Bhogalole, Aikshata Kadachit. So that with that thought that he is extremely attached to the fishes, and then he was able to see them having some pleasure as a family. Bhogalole Aikshata, he saw Kadachit, thereby once Sakshat Tarkshyam Agre. So while he was watching these fishes with that awe, one day he saw Garuda come to that place. Tarkshyam Agre Sakshat, in front of his eyes, right in front of him, Garuda had arrived. So Tarkshyam Agre. What did Garuda do? त्वद्वाहं तं संक्षुधं तृक्षसूनुं मीनं कश्चिज्जक्षतं लक्षयन् सः तप्तश्चित्ते शप्तवानत्र चेत्त्वं जन्तून् भोक्ता जीवितं चापि मोक्ता लक्ष्यन् त्वं त्वद्वाहं Trikshasunu, the one who is the son of Triksha, hence he is called Tarksha. So Tarksha means Swasti Nastarksho Arishtanemihi. Why is he called Tarksha? Trikshasunu. So in the previous shloka he has referred to Garuda as Tarksha. Here he says Trikshasunu, the one who is the son of Triksha, Lakshayantam Twadvaham. You mounted on Garuda. Generally for all your sadhu paridranam, here Garuda alone came. Twadvaham lakshayantam sakshudham jakshatam kaschit meenam, and he hungrily ate up a fish. This is very normal, right? An eagle or a Garuda Pakshi eating fishes is not uncommon. It is a very common practice. So sakshudham jakshatam kaschit meenam, he started eating up the fish. Looking at this, the Rishi got very enraged, who's Saubhari. Saha taptaha chitte shaptavan iti, thereby grieved in his mind. Remember, like how in Srimad Ramayanam, when one of the birds was killed, Valmiki was very hurt. So that is when he said, Ma nishada yat pratishthantvam agamashashvati samaha yat krauncha mitunad ekam avadhihi kamamohitam. Similarly, here he got really tensed. Saha taptaha chitte shaptavan iti. Thereby he ended up cursing him. Tvam bhokta ched jantun atra. If at all, Garuda, if you come to this place, Tvam bhokta, to eat, chet jantun atra jantun, here, to eat up those jantus, living beings, it could be aquatic, terrestrial, whatever. So, bhokta chet jantun, mokta jivitam cha api, mokta, you shall be released, which means you shall die, you will see the end soon. Mokta jivitam cha api. Then Bhattatri continues, Tasmin kale kaliya kshvela darpad sarparate kalpitam bhagamashnan tena krodhat tvatpadam bhoja bhaja pakshakshiptastadurapam payogat. Tasmin kale kaliyaha. At that point in time, a serpent called Kaliya. See, in Sri Mahabharatam, in the Adi Parva, there is a clear mention of the birth of these. Kashyapa Prajapati had a set of wives called Vinata and Kadru. Through Vinata were born two sons. One was called Aruna, who was handicapped. He didn't have any growth below his thighs. So he became the Sarathi to Surya Bhagavan. So Aruna became the Sarathi there. The younger brother, the second son born to Vinata, was called Vainateya, Garuda, Suparnaha. These are all the names for Garuda. So Garuda was born there. His aunt, that is Vinata's sister, called as Kadru, delivered snakes. Of them Adishesha, Vasuki, Takshaka, Mahapadma, Padma, Karkota, these were all the snakes. It is said that one of the descendants of that line was Kaliya. So Kaliya was a snake with very virulent poison, and he was a very fierce snake. He was not a very timid one who would stay away from wherever habitats were. He was a very fierce one with a virulent poison. So he says, Tasmin Kaliya. So at that point in time, around that point of time, there was this snake called Kaliya. Kshvela Darpat, due to the pride of his own strength. You know, you have virulent poison and when you have fears, it gives you that energy. Kshvela Darpat, Ashnan Bhagam Kalpitam, having eaten portion of the offering set apart. So that it was set apart. Sarparatehe, for the enemy of serpents. So for the enemy of the serpents, which is Garuda, there were certain snakes assigned by Brahma that were meant to be consumed by Garuda. Now you may be wondering, sir, we see Garuda's Sannidhi in the temples. What does he eat? The Sannidhi in a temple Garuda, that Garuda will have only the prasadam we give. We can give him chapati, rice, he will eat that. But real Garuda will eat fishes and will eat snakes. So this Garuda was meant to eat snakes, and those snakes were Sarparatehe, that which was meant for Garuda. Pakshakshiptaha krodhat, they were now, since they were consumed, they were snatched away by Kaliya, now Garuda got extremely angry. Tena Tvatpadam Bhoja Bhaja, that Garuda who's devoted to your lotus feet, Krishna. Agad Payaha. Now, understanding that Garuda who is devoted to your feet, understanding that it was Garuda's snakes yet taken away, understanding that Garuda is angry at him, that Kaliya, who was generally very proud of his poison and fierce nature, sought asylum in this lake. Agat Payaha Tadurapam, so that he does not become accessible to Garuda, so that he can stay away from Garuda. Because if Garuda comes, there is already a Shapam, right? Ghore tasmin surujani ravase tire vriksha vikshata kshvela vegat pakshivrataha peturabre patantaha karunyadram tvanmanastena jatam. Ghore tasmin, at that point in time, he, that fearsome Kaliya, tasmin, Suraja Niravase, who was living in the waters of Yamuna, who made that waters of Yamuna as his house, Vrikshaha Tire Vikshataha. So the trees that had grown around that lake for a very long time, after Kaliya had come, they all started drying up. Vrikshaha Tire Vikshataha. The trees started drying up. Pakshivrataha Abhre Patantaha. Flocks of birds started falling down because of the fumes that were coming from the lake. Pakshivrataha Abhre Patantaha. Petuhu Kshvela Vegat. As they fell dead due to the power of his poison. That's what he says. Kshvela Vegat. Kshvela Vegam is Garalam Yat Kshvelam Kabalitavatakala Karana Nashambhos Tanmulam Tavajanani. Tatanka Mahima is Adishankara's verse in Saundarya Lahari. He says Karalam Yat Kshvelam. Kshvela, poison. So he says Kshvela Vegat, because of the fierce nature of that poison, Petuhu, those birds fell dead. Even if they were flying around this region, they would fall dead. Tena Twan Manaha Jatam. On that account, your mind was very agitated because of this. At the same time, Karunyatram. You felt so bad for those birds and those animals which were meaninglessly dying. So when Bhagavan took Karuna on it, how did he act? Next shloka Bhattatri says, Kale tasmin yekadasira panim muktva yate yamunam kananantam Tvayuddhama grishma bhishmoshma tapta gopala vyapiban kshvelatoyam tasmin kale ekadatvai. During that time, once, ekadatvai, once, muktva sirapanim yate, leaving behind the one. Whom? Sirapanim, the one who used to carry the plough, who is Balarama. Why did Krishna leave Balarama home that day? Because in a few episodes, Kaliya Nartanam is going to happen. Bhagavan is going to put down the arrogance of a snake. And who is Sankarshana Balarama? He is an avatara believed to be an Aveshya avatara of Bhagavan, as well as an Aparavataram of Adisesha, a snake. So he did not want Adisesha to feel bad that a member of his community is being admonished. So he said, Balarama, you stay back. Muktva Sirapanim Yate, without Balarama, Kananantam Yamunam, he came to that forest near the Yamuna. Gopalaha, go with the cows, and Gopalaha with the protectors of the cows, which are the Gopakumaras, cows and the Gopas. Gopalaha, Uddama, Grishma, Bhishma, Ushmataptaha, because of that intense heat of the severe summer, Vyapiban Kshvelatoyam, they all drank the poisoned waters. Now, if they have drunk the poisoned waters, because they were very thirsty, they drank the poisoned waters of this particular lake. It's the Oxbow lake formed of Yamuna waters. What will happen next? All that in the next episode.
Life is a learning. Every day is a learning. So, why stop? We are very happy to present Ramayana Pariksha RAP 2025. This is being organized by our trust Deshikadaya. It is an online examination. All that you have to do is to read the book Ramayanam Volume 1 that I have authored And 2, register for the exam. It is happening on the 22nd of June 2025. Exciting prizes. And the biggest prize is reading the Ramayana and answering the questions. Age no bar, geography no bar. So why stop? Register soon. Namaskar.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण